Hey, so what is going on, guys? Start. I'm here giving you guys Black Ops 2 tips and tricks video. This one I felt like I needed to push out to you guys instantly because there are a lot of people that may not understand or appreciate some of the equipment that is out there, basically because you've never tried it before. So this is going to be my guide to tell you exactly what each one of the new secondary grenades and tactical equipment does. So I'm going to show you exactly what each one of them does. So here we go. The first three really do not need any sort of video introduction. You have the concussion grenade. Any of you guys that have ever played a Call of Duty know exactly what a concussion, smoke, and flashbang are capable of. Now, the concussion grenade is quite similar to the flashbang, but I guess the only two major differences is the flashbang actually blinds the people, while the concussion slows movement, making it a better tool to use in game types like Capture the Flag, where movement and time and speed really do come into effect. Now, for the flashbang, it has the ability to not only blind targets, but also blur out the hearing. You cannot hear quite well. So this is more of a tool that you would want to use when you want to breach. You're playing hard point, they're stuck in one room, toss a flashbang in, disorients them, one of the best tools to use, and that's one of the areas where you're going to have to decide between a concussion and flashbang. Depends basically on the game type. Now we move on to the smoke grenade. Basically produces a smoke screen immediately upon impact, which means it's great for cover, distraction, anything like that. Self-explanatory, right? Now we move on to one of the new and most important pieces of equipment in the game, and that, my friends, is called the Black Hat. So by description, the Black Hat has the ability to not only hack enemy equipment and care packages, it's also capable of disabling enemy vehicles. Now, I got videos set up showing you exactly what it's capable of. This thing can take out almost anything the enemy team has to offer short of the RC. Don't ask me why the little car is not affected, but everything else can fall victim to this one little piece of secondary equipment. So the first victim is, of course, the care package. What you can do is you can either come straight up to it. I am playing on PlayStation 3, so therefore I have to hold square to do it. If you're playing on Xbox, it would be X. To either booby trap the care package or hack it. Or you could simply pull out the equipment, whatever your concussion grenade button would be, and use that if you want to. Now, the trick to this is the fact that this not only has the ability to hack it if you come up close, but these things can be hacked from range. So here, for example, you're going to see me using this from distance on the sentry. Now, this is a great tool to have this. Like I said, it is a secondary piece of equipment, which is what makes the Black Hat so valuable. But not only that, with the sentry gun, you're not able to knife them anymore. So this is definitely a need to have this. It doesn't make any noise, doesn't show up on the radar. It's a great way to take out things like sentry guns. Write that down, guys. Next on the list, in fact, is the AGR. If you've ever gone up against this piece of equipment, it takes a lot to destroy via bullets, grenades, whatever it takes. But next to the Black Hat, takes nothing. Now, a little tip I need to give you guys right now is it does not work through walls. It was one of the first things I wanted to try to see if you could actually wall bang sentries, if you will. Does not work. Now we're moving on to the big toys and see what they can do against this. Next on the list, we have everyone's favorite toy, which is the Dragonfire. And as you can tell, as it scales up, it can still be taken out from range, which makes this a very valuable tool. With knowing that, I'm like, hey, how's it work against helicopters? Let's find out, shall we? So that guy hovering right there is in fact a stealth chopper, and yes, it can be affected by the Black Hat, which I was super excited for. Now the catch is, it does not take it out in one blow. You'll see right here, boom, it just hurts it, disables it if you will, and it is available for another hit. So now we have the escort drone. Yes, this thing does come down in about 2 shots, which is what I believe the stealth chopper comes down on, and you are able to carry 2 of these Black Hats at a time, which means you have just enough to take down any of these flying vehicles. Now we move on to the question of all questions. How's the VTOL stand to it? And yes, that is right, ladies and gentlemen, this Black Hat can affect the VTOL warship, and with a lot of people running around on the map, it's going to be quite easy to take it down. I hit it once, hit it twice, and no, it does not blow up. So what happens? I'm going to go ahead and kill myself to see exactly how many it takes. Comes down to the count of 3. So if you're sitting there, maybe have another friend that's able to Black Hat it. Either way, worst case scenario, do what I'm doing right here and kill myself, come back to life, have another one. So if you're only carrying 1, maybe even 2 equipped at the same time, simply killing yourself to have another Black Hat is definitely worth the sacrifice of taking down a VTOL warship. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this part. Let's move on to the next one of my personal favorites, the shock charge. This is my new favorite piece of equipment when I want to run around, play around. I no longer use the concussion grenades or flashbangs, knowing that this piece of equipment is available. The shock charge not only gives you the ability to electrocute the enemies, which means it does give it a little bit of damage over time, can affect a few people at the same time, including yourself if you're in the area that it is triggered by. But it also stuns the enemy, slows the enemy, and even messes with the sound a little bit. So let's see this thing in action. So as I said, one of the big perks of this grenade is the fact that it actually hurts the enemy. Right here, I'm going to drop his health and finish him off with the grenade, showing the fact that this thing, the electrocution damage, does exist. Which also is exciting to know that if anyone ever triggers one of these, like you're going to see right here, not only is he slowed, not only is his vision blurred a little bit, he's already damaged, which means if you do get into the gunfight with him, he's already going to be weaker than you, giving you the advantage. But another great tool is the fact that when it is on the wall, it acts as if it's a claymore. It stuns him, disorients him, messes up everything. Meaning this is one of the best tools in the game. Whether or not you're camping, you're just wanting to watch your back, you're wanting to know it. It's a trigger device. When it's on the wall and you notice something goes off on your screen, and you can tell because it does this repetitive zapping noise, knowing somebody walked through one of yours. The fact that you can carry two of these is a great way to lock down the hallway. Any sort of objective game, it's a great tool to use. Probably the best secondary piece of equipment in the game. Now we move on to the EMP grenade. Definitely an underused piece of equipment. Definitely very useful. But next to the black hat, I'm not sure I'm going to see a lot of people using this. It does pretty much the same thing. But on the go, on the rush, you could just toss it and run. It's a great tool to disable not only turrets in the AGR, but can also kill the turrets in just one grenade, which makes it kind of valuable. So now we have the sensor grenade. Basically does exactly what it says. It detects enemy soldiers within the line of sight. Meaning if I take this grenade, I lob it straight into the air, anybody along that area that I toss that grenade, whether or not I lob it in the air or throw it directly in a room, is going to be identified by the sensor grenade. So right here you'll see that I throw it in the air, and what happens off this ball, a little laser shines off of it and locates anybody in the room. Meaning it's a great piece of equipment for anybody trying to breach a really hard to get into room in a game type like Hardpoint, for example. So it only lasts a few seconds, but it does identify everybody on the radar. As you can see on the top left corner, it identifies everybody in the area that I throw this grenade, making it a useful tool to breach. Now, the next piece of equipment is in fact the tactical insertion, aka the TI. Basically, it allows you to put a beacon down and gives you a permanent spawn point in that location. So whether or not you're playing an objective game type or you just simply want to be behind the enemy, triggering this bad boy allows you to spawn anywhere behind them. Now, of course, this is one of the few pieces of equipment that you can only have one of because, well, you really don't need two. So, and last but not least, we have the trophy system, which all of you guys should know exactly what it does. It has the ability to destroy incoming enemy projectiles within 10 meters. Vehicle missiles do have a chance to penetrate though. I believe it has roughly 2 deflections in its ability. I think after the second throw of anything coming in, it does get discarded. But again, it's useful on anything. We use C4, smoke grenades, frag grenades, anything along the lines of that. It completely saves the area. Great for objective game types. Anything that has a flag capture point like domination or hardpoint. Really a useful tool to make sure you guys do not get killed by people that just chuck grenades in randomly before they actually take the initial rush to pop in. Definitely a good piece of equipment. I mean, again, it deflects anything. If you've got a wife you're trying to get rid of, throw her at the trophy system. GG, it's over. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like and favorite. A lot of time, effort, and hours went into creating this. Hopefully you guys have learned something. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what your new favorite piece of equipment is. And let me know what you like to see.